Today on Unboxing Old Stuff, we're going to unbox the Aquarius home computer. Hello and welcome back to the Geek Cabal channel. My name is Jim, and today we're going to unbox some more old stuff. And today's old stuff is the Aquarius home computer. The Aquarius home computer was released in 1983 by Mattel Electronics. As far as computers go back then, this was no powerhouse by any means, but average for the time. It sported about 4K of RAM, expandable up to 20K if you really wanted to go all hardcore in the gaming. And the processor on this is a Z80 3.5 megahertz processor. Compared to our gigahertz that we run in today, this was only 3.5 megahertz. So, as I normally do on this, we're going to take a look at the box here real quick, and we'll get some up-close screenshots of this as well, because some of the images on this are classic. But just starting off on the front here, I mean, I like it. It's basic. It's just shows you the computer. Has a nice little plant, just like my plant I have kind of hiding in the corner over here. It did have a price tag on it. When I bought this probably a decade ago, and I remember it had a $20 price tag on it. But it was at a thrift store, and the lady that saw me looking at it kind of said, "If you're interested, I'll sell it to you for $5." I'm like, "Sold, sure." I've always loved old computers and stuff, and I've never had one quite this old, so at least not in the box. So okay, so looking at the labels here, the condition of the box is pretty decent. I mean, it is a little warped back here in the back where it's obviously been opened a few times. But I'll get a close-up of this. But what's great is that there's some illustrations of what you can do with the machine here. Such as, the boring stuff like spreadsheets and learning to program. But the one I like is the one for the games here, because in the close-up you'll see that it appears to be what is supposed to be a X-Wing, and it looks like it's attacking the USS Reliant, that is just spectacular. On the back here, it's obviously got a little demo of what it can do, some of the stuff it comes with, like I'm assuming a mouse of some sort or a controller of some sort. What's kind of neat, though, is that it's actually got some things covered up here. So I'm really wondering what they covered up, what information was listed here on the back. But it's just got the normal blurbs and that kind of stuff on it. Some of the stuff that you can expand it with to, like I said, increase it to that 20K of RAM. So let's go ahead and get this opened up here, and let's see what we got. Now, I have not opened this at all in the 10 plus years that I've had this. So, hell, it could be a brick in here for all I know. So let's see what we got. All right. Well, let's start off with the instructions here. So, looks like we've got some simplified instructions, and based off of what it showed, this actually stands on its own, like so. So very nice, because you can have it by your computer, or you can have it flipped open to the appropriate thing you want to look at, and have it up here while you have your computer out. Let's see what else we got in here. And I think this actually has, it's got some setup, stuff about what's on the back panel. Even one for how to write your first program in here. So showing you how to code in BASIC. So this doesn't actually have any sort of operating system. It just runs off of BASIC, where if you want to run a program that's not pre-built in, you have to go in and actually write up your own program through BASIC. And this kind of gives you a demo of how to do that. Oh, sweet. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and get this thing registered. It's still got the registration here. It's got a special notice. And again, I'll get a picture of all this stuff before the end so that you can kind of see what was in here. What is this? Oh, wow, this is... I'm going to have to get a close-up of this one here. This is if you need to order more parts for your Aquarius, this is where you would go to do that. I apologize. It seems like anytime I flash anything up, the camera tries to refocus on that, and I apologize for that. Still trying to get the setup all figured out on this. But yeah, so if I need to order more parts, this is an order form to do that. And a guide to home computing. So it looks like another kind of instruction manual, probably a little more detailed than what you've got here. But I do like the fact that in the manual here, it actually has some pictures and hand-drawn pictures instead of something that you would see that's like computer generated or anything like that. So pretty neat on that. But, the instruction manual is, while nice and all, it's not what you guys are here for. What you're here for is the main event, the creme de la creme. All right. Some cable in there, cable cover of some sort. All right, let's see what we got here. So it looks like the power cord goes off into this box. Pretty beefy power supply. So an adapter for your TV, so you can hook it up to with the prongs there if you have to. A composite cable so that you can hook up from this box to the machine itself. Wow, I am really impressed with this thing. And what I mean by that, it's small, but it's heavy. This thing, I always wondered why it weighed so much, and I assumed it was stuff that came with it, but no, this thing's fairly heavy, fairly robust. Well, isn't that neat? So it's got a little plastic cover here that if I get my arm out from under that comes off, and that covers the cartridge port here in the back. Let's see if I can get that. See if I get that slid back in. Yeah, so that the cartridge cover just snaps on there. You talk about sparse on the back, so you've got one for a printer port, a cassette drive. So this is back before the floppy drives were widely used. This has got where you can hook up a cassette drive to it, so that plays like just regular tapes that you can record on. A channel select, so if you're hooking this to your TV, you can pick either 3 or 4, and then you're out to your TV there. Now, what I'm definitely not impressed with is the chiclet style keyboard on this, because this would be like trying to type on an old calculator, but doing all of your computer programming on this. It's not a lot of feedback, but I do give them credit. They do offset the keys. They do put a decent amount of space in between the keys, and for the most part, it looks like they sort the keys in a way that makes sense. So no complaints on that. Kind of disappointed that the power supply itself is hardwired in. So if there's anything that goes wrong with this, without cutting up the wire, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can't just replace this and that's it if that were to go bad. But to be honest, looking at this thing, if this was used at all, I would be really, really surprised. This thing looks like it is in fantastic shape. I was wondering if I was going to have to clean it up before I put it back into the box, but honestly, this looks pretty good. So anyways, like I said, we'll have some close-up shots of this. We may have them, here at the end here, what's gonna, so that way you can see all the things that are in here. But definitely this was a requested as a as a video they wanted me to that people wanted me to do as something of an old computer. I think they were expecting a little bit newer than this, but hey, as far as comes to computers in the box, this is about all that I have. I love to get some newer computers, and I say newer as in mid to late 90s maybe. I'd love to find one of those in the box to be able to do an unboxing of that. But what I'll probably end up doing instead is I've got some older computers that I may just do, instead of doing like an unboxing, we'll just do kind of a review and a talk through and maybe even power it on so you can kind of see what that looks like. But anyways, that is all that I have on this. And like normal, go ahead and do the normal YouTube stuff, the like, the comment, the share, the subscribe. Check us out on our Twitter, formerly Twitter, now X, The Real Geek Cabal. And you can find us on Facebook at The Geek Cabal. Actually, just Geek Cabal on the Facebook one. But definitely let us know what you think about the content that we have on here. If there's anything you'd like to see unboxed or want to know if I have so we can unbox it, just let me know. I've got definitely enough to try to get up to 10 episodes. And if I do get up to 10 episodes, I've got a special unboxing that I want to do on my 10th. Right now we're on episode 3, so if you want to know where we're at. So I've got enough to get up to it, so we'll see what happens there. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.